welcome back to 6 p.m. Kickboxing. My name's Alexa. If you haven't been here before, and if you have, then welcome back. Let's start like we always do in our nice strong, we're starting to stance. We're not standing anymore, so we're going to step our feet about shoulder width or a little wider apart. We're going to sink into our knees. We're going to tuck our hips. We're not sitting back here. Nice neutral lower back, toes, knees, and hips are pointed forward. Let's start off with some shoulder rolls. Here's a really good time to start thinking about that breathing. We're breathing in through the nose, down into the diaphragm, out through the mouth. If you've ever done a choir class, ever been in musical theater, you probably know this kind of breathing. That's the kind of breathing you want to think about. We're bringing our shoulders all the way up and then bringing them down into our back pockets. So we're thinking about tucking those shoulder blades down into our back pockets. Let's do one more here. And we're going to pause here, and this is called mountain pose. My palms are next to my thighs, facing out, and you'll see I have a nice open chest, nice space between my ears and my shoulders. My shoulders are down and back, and the shoulder blades are kind of squeezed together. That's what you want to be feeling in your nice, strong fighting stance. So shoulders down and back, nice open chest. And let's further that feeling of an open chest with some chest openers. Try to think about keeping your elbows engaged here. So rather than just loose noodle arms and clapping your hands, we're thinking about as if we were going to touch our elbows behind our back. And that should help you to feel that pump through the front, through your chest. Still thinking about that breathing. Let's go into some helicopters and turn that heel out. I don't know if you guys can see me on the black flooring, but if you can't, I'll step forward a little bit. So you should be able to see that I'm turning my heel out nice and low to the ground, and the way I'm doing that is by keeping my weight between both legs and being sunk between them, and then I'm almost flexing that heel down into the ground. Twisting as far as you can. I can get a little bit of an upper back stretch through this if I twist enough. And I'll step back because I think the angle's better from here. All right, return to square. We're gonna do some reach and pulls. Try not to let your shoulders creep up with this one. A lot of times they'll kind of come up like this. We wanna keep them nice and down. And let's start practicing that exhale. In Friday's class, I described your lungs kind of like a tank, or you could think of them as like an accordion. So you're breathing in and in, you fill your lungs, and then with every strike, you're losing just a little bit of air until you need to breathe again. And that's something you can use in your combos as well. So you use the same amount of air and just short bursts of breath instead of breathing in every time. And that makes our strike stronger because it engages our abs, which makes our stance stronger, which makes everything else stronger. Some knees. You can either do elbow to knee or palm to knee. The only thing I don't want to see, or generally in our classes, is a crunching down into that elbow, because that's just not what this is. We're practicing, we're getting a little bit of a stretch in the side glute, and we're practicing bringing that knee up using those lower abs. So I like to keep my hands by my chest and use it as a practice to bring my knee up as high as I can. Staying nice and tall. And seat kicks. Remember, if you're not feeling this stretch, you are probably scooting your seat back or pushing your seat out. It's really common, so think about tucking those hips. If your hips are a bowl, holding your torso and everything else up, we don't want them to be tilted this way. We want the bottom of the bowl to face the ground. Couple more. Should feel that through here. And let's chamber up, opening 3 to 5 times opening, and we'll do 3 to 5 times closing. Try to keep a nice open chamber. Notice that I'm not like squeezing my calf to my thigh, and this is going to be helpful later when we're doing kicks. Basically, we want a nice open angle for that. It's going to help us push through. So 3 to 5 opening, 3 to 5 closing when you're ready. You can touch down in between, but since today is balance, I would highly encourage you to practice not touching down. You can use your guard for this. Make sure your knee and your standing leg is nice and soft. And make sure you've got all 4 corners of your feet on the ground. That's really important. A lot of times we want to do this to adjust our balance. Try to bring that inside of the foot back down. And then sink into your knee. Kicks for stretch when you're done with that. We'll do 3 to 5 to the front, 3 to 5 to the side, and 3 to 5 to the back, always looking behind us before we throw anything behind us. Try not to crunch into these kicks to the front. That looks like this. We don't want to do that. We want to stay nice and tall. And if I have to crunch, I'm probably going too high. So this doesn't have to be a high kick. None of your kicks have to be for height. A kick to the knee is devastating. Still breathing. That's another big thing today. A lot of times when we're focusing on our balance, people want to hold their breath. They want to hold the position and they want to hold their breath. Don't do that. Make sure you're breathing. Let's take a couple seconds, grab a quick drink if you need it. We're going to do just a super duper quick little round of arms, back, abs, and legs, just to get everything warmed up and we're feeling it. So we're just going to do 10 of each thing, just to warm up. So let's start with 10 push-ups. Let's do push-ups of your choice. I'm going to do regulars unless that starts to bother my wrist, and then I will do brave eagles. So if you have a similar problem, you can always modify. So 10 push-ups of your choice, from your feet or from your knees. Yep, and like I said, if I start to feel pain, I switch what I'm doing. So always modify if you're feeling pain. Never do something that is causing you actual physical pain. And when you're done with those 10, we're coming down onto our bellies, and we're going to do 10 swimmers. So swimmers for about 10 seconds is what we're going to do. Looking at the ground, starting now. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reach and pull, or sorry, not reach and pulls, lat pullbacks. 10 of these. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's cobra lat pullbacks. If you didn't catch that, let's come up and roll it over. And covered in dust here. Let's see, let's do some crunchy frogs. So arms out, and we're crunching up. You can clap over your knees. You can clap under your knees for a challenge. Or you can put your hands on the ground if you need a little help. 10 of these. All right, and to finish our little warm-up, we're just gonna do 10 pulsing lunges on each side, just because they're a little quicker. Try to make sure that you've got this knee over your heel and not over your toe. Make sure you're not leaning forward. That's also going to take the weight off of where we want it. So try to keep this knee under your hip, under your shoulder. We'll do 10 on each side. Switching sides when you're ready. I like to keep my hands up so that I'm staying upright rather than leaning forward. Very, very common. And this is going to be really good for our side glutes, which help with our side-to-side stability. All right, let's start off with a little bit of punching. We're going to punch for time, for a short time. We're going to start off nice strong fighting stance. Left leg forward, right leg back, just like they're in the opposite or diagonal corners of a square. Nice strong guard. My guard matches my feet, and I have nice tight fists, no open hands, unless you're holding a timer like me. So we're gonna start off with just jabs. Remember, our jab comes off the front. Whenever we say jab, we mean the punch off the front. This is your front 2 knuckle coming off the front. Normally your other fist would be nice and clenched. Yours should be, mine would be if I didn't have a timer. I'm using my hip, so I'm not just using my arm, I'm not just doing this. I'm squeezing my glute forward to press my hip forward and punch. And let's add on a cross. From the side, that looks like this. Nice strong guard. Don't wind up for this. We don't want to expose our face or our body. Notice I'm really sunk into my stance. If I'm standing here, this is a lot less strong, and it's hard for me to twist without hurting my knees. All right, let's do the other side quick. Starting now, just jabs. And you should be able to see if I do this in slow motion, my hip pops first, so my glute squeezes, pushes my hip forward, and I come out in my nice strong punch without locking out my elbow. Keep it up. Nice strong guard. Don't bring that other guard down. We want to keep it protecting our chest. And jab crosses. So notice I bring my guard back every time. Punch comes out, I bring it back, other punch comes out. If you're advanced, this is what I would focus on. Keeping that really strong guard, not letting one drop down. Don't forget to breathe. Exhaling. All right. And let's get right into some balance. Now that our arms are nice and warm, and we're starting to feel how our glutes play a part in our strikes and how a strong stance really supports a strong strength. So let's do some balance kicking. We're gonna do this for a short time also, actually. I'm gonna call chamber, you're gonna chamber with me, I'm gonna call kick, you're gonna kick with me, and I'm gonna call pulse sometimes, so we might pulse. So chambering up, we're gonna hold this for a few seconds. We're gonna kick. Remember, we're pulling the toes back. We're kicking with the ball of our foot, so when I make contact, my foot looks like that with whatever I'm making contact with. Pulling my toes back, we do not kick with our toes on this one. The ball of the foot, holding that. And we're gonna pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Chamber, hold it. Touch down if you need to, if you feel like you're wobbling, and then come right back up. And touch down. And we'll do a little adjusting as needed. We're gonna do the other side. We're going to chamber up, and we're gonna hold it. Try not to wobble. You should be thinking about your core, your glutes should be engaged, your foot should feel engaged. If you feel like you're pronating out onto the outer edge, try to push that big toe down into the ground. Just a couple seconds here. We're gonna extend, we're gonna kick. Staying nice and upright. 2, 1, and we're going to pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Chamber. Try not to touch down if you can. Couple more seconds here. And let's set down. All right. And now from here, we're going to do a little bit more of that. And we're going to do just a little bit of practicing. We're going to come up and kick. We're going to re-chamber, and then we're going to kick again, and we're going to land and shuffle back. kick off the back, hold that chamber, kick again, and land. This is gonna help us practice setting up for double rising. So if you're not there yet, this is a great way to practice that. We're gonna come up chamber, kick, re-chamber, and land. So don't forget to hold that chamber. Don't cheat that chamber. Chamber, kick, and land. Remember, we chamber, kick, and then we chamber again to land exactly where we want to. Chambering up, kick, and down. Let's do 2 more on each side. I'll show you from the side. I'm in a nice strong fighting stance. I tuck my hips, make sure they're tucked before I start. I chamber up, I kick, and I come down. Rechambering between each one. Coming up, kick, and down. Kick, and down. And touching down if you need to. All right. And let's make this into a combination. So let's actually switch up. No, never mind, I changed my mind. We're just gonna make this into a combination. So we're gonna do either 1, 2 kicks, just like you were doing, or if you've got it or are feeling ready, 1, 2. So we do 1 low, like knee height, 1 higher, maybe groin, maybe solar plexus. Let's land that out and do a jab hook and shuffle back. Double rising, or 2 kicks, and a jab, a hook off the back. Remember that jab always comes off the front, crosses your front 2 knuckle off the back. So jab off the front, hook off the back. You can think of it as 2 kicks, 2 punches. 1, 2, 1, 2. I'll turn to the side for you. Remember, your jab comes straight to the nose, hook comes around to the side of the face, the side of the body. 1, 2, through the center, to the center, to the side. 1, 2, center and side. So we're kicking, landing forward, off the front, off the back. I like to say it in a lot of different ways because sometimes it's helpful to say out loud what you're doing to remember it. Keep it up. Remember that hook comes around, we're pushing our hip all the way through. And I'll show you from the side what I mean by that. I'm coming forward and I'm using this hook. I'm pushing my hip all the way through, my heel turns out. 1 more on each side. All right, when you're done with your 1 more on each side, we're gonna take this, we're gonna translate it into roundhouse kick. So again, if you like, pivot that front foot, do that pre-pivot, set yourself up, kick. You can touch down if you need to. Another kick. We're gonna land it forward, and we're gonna do 1 hook low, 1 hook high, cross. So again, that's 1, 2, landing in, hook low, high, cross to the nose. So if you've got double rising, just make it double rising. If you don't, that's totally fine. We'll do 1 and 2, landing out, hook low, hook high, cross. If you've got it, get started. Low, high, cross. Remember, those hooks come around to the side, cross and jab, they come to the face, the center, to the nose, to the solar plexus maybe. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Or 1 and 2 with the hands. However you want your rhythm to go. So 1, 2, landing out, hook low, hook high, cross. Pardon me. 1, 2, 1 and 2. 1, 2, low, high, cross. And it really takes a lot of abs. We really want to push through with those abs and our glutes. 1, 2. Just a couple more here. 2 more each side. I'll return to square, so you get to see that again. 1. Touching down if you need to, if you feel wobbly. 1, 2. Sometimes I forget if I'm doing the easier version or the harder version. I'll do the easier version, or not necessarily easier, but beginner perhaps. Woo. 1, 2, 3. All right, let's go down. Let's do a little bit of abs. Pardon me, allergy season. Coming down. We're gonna do just a little bit of abs. We're gonna keep it simple and think about those 10 counts again. So tabletop crunches, 10 of these. This is your chance to catch your breath. Make sure you're looking at the ceiling and not crunching your neck. That's a really good way to make your neck sore. And now we're gonna come up and hold for 10. Hold that crunch. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come down. Now we're gonna do Superman crunches. Heels to the ceiling, toes pulled back. 10 of these. Try not to use your arms or your face to shoot yourself forward. That's taking all the weight off your abs. Which is not what we want. We want super strong abs. All right, when you're ready, we're gonna hold that crunch for 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's do one more of these. We're gonna bring our feet down into a butterfly. I'm gonna show you guys this way just so you can see my flats of my feet are together, as close as you can get them to your seat. And your knees are gonna point as far out as you can get them. We're gonna do more crunches. Make sure you're not bringing your elbows forward and pulling on your head. I almost don't even touch my head. We're gonna do 10. Make sure you're pulling that belly button down. We wanna bring our abs down towards the ground. And we're gonna hold when you're ready. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Full body stretch real quick. We don't have a whole lot of time for that. All right, back up. Should be feeling your abs pretty well by now. Let's do one more quick thing, and that is gonna be, let's keep with the chain kicking thing. So we're gonna do a jab, cross, we're gonna kick off the front, we're gonna do a back kick. So we're gonna kick, and then instead of landing back, we're going to bring it back for a knee. We're imagining, oh, we got him, guy behind us, oh, he came back for more, and now he gets a knee to the face. And let's actually just keep coming through, and this time we'll do a driving knee, just to switch our legs. So this one's gonna come up into his face, or their face, or chest, or body. And this one is going to just follow through, so we're gonna kind of bring it forward, almost like a punch. And then we'll just shuffle it back. Jab, cross, back kick, knee if you need to. Touch down here before you throw your knee. We want it to be nice and strong. And we'll finish off with another knee, a driving knee. That's right. So shuffling back. Jab, cross. Now I'm ready to look behind and kick to the back. I'm bringing that knee back towards the front, and another knee. I'm gonna show you guys from the side. Jab, cross, kick, knee, another knee, and shuffle it back. So the goal is to get that full swing through. Jab, cross, back kick, knee, and another knee. They don't look super different, the rising knee versus the driving knee, but you'll be able to feel it when you're bringing that knee straight up versus kind of pushing that knee forward. Think about you're gonna like move them out of your way, but with your knee. Okay? Nice strong stance. Jab, cross, back kick, knee, another knee. And this could come to the leg, to the hip. The hip would be a really good spot because that's gonna bring them doubling forward. Even more if they're not already. go for a little bit more time. I kind of like to use that last knee as like a step into my driving knee, if that makes sense. Make sure that for that kick behind you, you're only turning your eyes. We don't want to turn our whole body because that's a side thrust kick, which we did on Friday. And if you didn't see that, go check it out on the Valari's Facebook page or our YouTube, which is also linked on our Facebook page. Just a couple more here. Nice strong stance. Touching down if you lose your balance. All right. We're gonna do one more thing that we like to do in class. Normally we do it on a bag, but obviously we can't do that today. So we're going to do I kick, you kick, which is basically just I'm gonna kick and then you're gonna kick. And we're gonna do these, let's do front ball kicks because I think that'll be easier. So I'm gonna kick and you're gonna kick. And we're gonna do 30 seconds each side, then we're both gonna switch. You can envision that we're both kicking a bag back and forth to each other. And you don't have to keep up with me, but if that's 30 seconds each side. So I kick and you kick, just like we're kicking a bag back and forth. I'm using my cameraman to time this because he's doing it too. So if this is too fast for you, no worries. Probably isn't because I'm a little slower right now too. But don't worry too much about keeping up. But use it as a challenge if you like. And we're gonna land that back every time. Make sure you're not landing forward. It's a little bit more of a challenge to land back. 2, and switch. And left leg. It's a little easier since we're not using a bag. So we can go a little faster if we want to. Make sure you're exhaling every strike. I breathe in. I could ki if I wanted to. You could yell taco, 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 or your food of choice. Just makes it a little more fun. All right, and that was that. So let's come back to our nice neutral position here. And let's do some chest openers so that we're staying nice and tall and filling our lungs. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, of course, leave them in the comments, or you can message us on the Valari's Facebook page if you don't want to have your comment be public. In through the nose, out through the mouth. And if you have any requests, please let me know. If there's certain strikes that you love more than others, if there's certain body weight exercises you love more, helicopters, please let me know. I like to know what you guys want to do. And we don't have a whole lot of time, but I'm trying to keep a good balance for you guys of fun and exciting combinations that are challenging, but also the muscle work that gets us feeling the right muscles to use for those combinations. Side stretch, inhaling up. If you feel like you're not getting a deep enough stretch here, I like to get wider, and I hold on to my leg actually. Just make sure that arm is over your ear, not in front of your face, other side, because you will feel, if you put it in front of your face, you'll be like, oh, I see. Not a whole lot of stretch there. One more time each side. And don't forget that all of these classes are on our YouTube page, so if you missed a day or you want to go back and work on something specifically, you can go back and check that out on our YouTube page. Let's come down. We're going to bring one leg forward. I'm tucking my hips into this. We don't want to let that C shape in our spine happen. We want to press our glutes forward so we're feeling that nice deep stretch here. let's come down. Let's bring an elbow down here, and we'll come up. Hopefully I'm in frame. We'll come up and reach one arm up, putting your hand wherever you need to, your standing hand, to balance. And now we'll sit back. So I'm hinging at the hips, and I'm gonna pull my toes back. You can either point your toe forward, point it towards the ceiling, find what works best for you, where you need to stretch the most. You'll target slightly different spots. And we're gonna rise up. I'm gonna turn here so you guys can see me. And we're going to kind of lean towards this leg, turning my chest towards that leg. We'll just do this for a quick minute because not everybody feels this. You kind of have to play with the stretch a little bit, but you'll know when you feel it because it feels very strange and bad. It's your TFL running up slightly through the back side of your leg. Pressing forward, making sure those hips are tucked so that you're really feeling that stretch through the front here. I think really about really squeezing my glutes, really engaged. Still breathing. Bringing that elbow down, or just bringing our body down. It doesn't necessarily have to be your elbow. And we'll reach up towards the ceiling. All right, and we'll sit back. So hinging those hips back. Still breathing, still breathing. And coming up and over for that TFL stretch. If you can't feel it, no worries. Feel free to skip this, but I've been doing this stretch a lot because I know a lot of us are sitting a lot more than we're used to, and this is really good for those tight hamstrings. All right, let's come up and let's do one big deep breath as a virtual class, just like we always do. That nice neutral position. We're gonna breathe in, then we're gonna swan dive down, and I'm gonna turn this side like I do so you guys can hear me. Let's shake out our arms. Still breathing. Roll out our shoulders. Get that little hamstring stretch even deeper, drive that home. And let's shake our head no in a nice big movement. Bring it out our head yes in a nice big movement. And we're going to tuck our tail, breathing in and in. Coming up one vertebra at a time. Full body stretch, filling your lungs. And release. Awesome work today, you guys. You can catch us at 6 p.m. on Mondays and Wednesdays, and we'll see you then.